running roughshod over your attention span. It's Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Today we're looking at Church and State, Chapter 42, in Cerebus, Issue 93, The Prisoner. Cerebus is incredulous over the fact Astoria is accused of murdering the Lion of Syria, the Pope of the Western Church. Bishop Powers explains that she's being held captive in a small church on the other side of the mountain, and a carriage awaits to take Cerebus there. Learning his ex-wife is in chains, blindfolded, and gagged, Lord Julius asks to come along to renegotiate his alimony payments. Powers is ordered to remain there and melt the pile of coins into a small sphere of gold, which he does so reluctantly. Lord Julius and Most Holy ride together to their destination, with Lord Julius getting on Cerebus's nerves. Soon, Sacred Wars Roach, severely injured from his battle with Thrunk, reclimbs the side of the mountain with Elrod still attached to his hand. When the roach ends up in the middle of the road, Cerebus orders the driver to keep on going, and the carriage plows through him, sending him and Elrod back over the edge. Meanwhile, Prince Mick carries Prince Keith, trying to find the hotel where Cerebus is staying at to take him up on his promise of gold. The carriage soon passes Mick, who drops the gravel-snorting Keith as he tries and fails to raise the Pope's attention. Eventually, Cerebus gets to where he's headed. How will his first real reunion with Astoria since the end of High Society begin? This is really the wrap-up for a lot of characters in this storyline. We won't be seeing Roach, Elrod, Mick and Keith, Duke Leonardi. Lord Julius, I think, appears next issue very briefly. Even Boobah. We won't see any of them for another phone book or two. The focus is shifting onto what Astoria has done. So that's the new status quo. Gone is the hotel and the how many days until Tarim destroys the world or give me your gold routine. That's gone. In is Cerebus having no choice but to be very popely in his actions as pontiff, sole pontiff of all of Starcion. You may notice a slight change in the art beginning with about this issue. Dave and Gerhard were attempting to make up for many missed deadlines. Sometimes the book didn't come out for 2 months. Sometimes I've heard 3. I heard 90 days between issues. So they slipped on their schedule, and yet the cover issues, the cover date that's on the issues that nobody ever pays attention to, those things were a mess. They were way off. So instead of just changing the cover dates, they decided to hunker down in Hawaii and crank the book out on a bi-weekly schedule. Yeah, I mean, the artwork remains top-notch, but to streamline the drawing process, we get page after page of like rectangular panel boxes, as you can see in this issue, like 5 or 6 at a time. It's not really noticeable on its own. I don't think it sticks out in any manner, truthfully, but once you know it's the reason it's like that, and you kind of understand, it comes across as an interesting artistic choice for these issues, which it is, really. It simplified the drawing, and they got caught up in time for the 100th issue. Not to say every page from here on out is for the next couple issues is going to be the rectangular boxes. They do change it up a bit from time to time, but it's, for the most part, this is how it's going to look until they get caught up, and they do. They succeed. They're successful in catching up, which is an amazing feat on its own. Next time, the second marriage of Cerebus.